Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
I Googled our podcast, not Googled, I YouTubed Giant Enemy Crab podcast, right? To figure out what episode we're on.
Yeah.
It shows me the latest, yeah. Shows me a couple more, yeah. People also watched. Can you guess the first video?
No, I can't. What is it? I'm curious.
It is. Peppa Pig says, I'm Peppa Pig. I want to say trillion times.
What?
This video has 32 million views.
Oh my God, you're right. It does. Is it because we mentioned Peppa Pig like one time, do you think?
Oh, we're talking about his OC?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, SpongeBob SquarePants lost episode. Discover the secret life of the African trapdoor spider. What is this?
You don't know about the secret life of the African trapdoor spider, dude?
A lot of Public Enemy songs.
I think what's crazy is the Peppa Pig video has 32 million views.
Yeah, man.
I don't think that's crazy. She's popular.
She's popular.
You're telling me you never watched Peppa Pig. We even played a Peppa Pig game.
That was you.
I even played a Peppa Pig game.
That's what you're talking about. That's probably like the reason why that even would have related to it in the first place, is because we're talking about your OC you made.
It wouldn't even let me quit.
No,
I tried
dude, you turned on those parental settings just to see if it actually stopped you. It did not.
It did not. It was a lot. Peppa Pig lied to me.
No.
That made me very disappointed in what our children watch today.
I don't even think it gave you like a here's your like time limit. It just let you keep going.
Yeah, it gave me nothing. It didn't even let me quit, which is a ploy to keep kids on Peppa Pig. Big Peppa.
Big Peppa.
Big Pig. Big Peppa. Video game news. Welcome to episode 37 of the Giant Enemy Crab podcast. I'm your host, Fliz. I'm joined by these three wonderful men, Tsun, Kylar, and Strider. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah,
let's go. Hello.
Much better.
Oh, yeah, you were sick, huh?
Yup.
Yeah.
He's glued to the toilet.
Oh, it was that kind of sick?
I don't actually know.
No.
Finally, a use for my Steam Deck.
I don't have a Steam Deck and I still wouldn't use it for that.
Why not? Like Devil May Cry on the toilet. It could be fun.
I'll take that as a big no.
I don't know. You just ignoring.
Yeah.
I would ignore you too, to be fair.
That's all right. That's, man, it's a conversation.
Oh, it's fine. How are you gentlemen doing? I know Strider's feeling better. I'm happy about that.
I'm doing pretty good. I've been playing some Mecha BREAK with y'all.
Ooh, I like Mecha BREAK, but we'll talk about that. That'll be our main thing for today.
Oh,
we'll have news and whatnot, but I definitely have some thoughts on the giant mech breaking game. How about you, Tsun? How was your day?
Oh, not too bad. I just played a bunch of Yakuza Pirate in Hawaii and Spider-Man 2. That's basically been my day.
All right. Well, I was busy all day, and now I'm here to talk about news. What y'all fellas got?
News.
Ooh, okay. I do have some news, some interesting stuff. Nvidia's graphics cards are added again.
Yay.
In a good way, I hope.
No, not actually.
Now they're a bomb.
Some users have found out that some of their cards do not have as many ROPs as they're supposed to have.
What's a ROP?
ROP is a raster operations pipeline. It's pretty much basically, you think of it as like a different measure of certain performance. But there's supposed to be a set amount that the graphics cards has, and some of them do not have what they're listed as. And it turns out that it might be due to a certain type of chip that is in the cards. But Nvidia actually confirmed that this is a problem affecting their RTX 5090 and 5070 Ti GPUs. It said it's affecting 0.5% of those GPUs.
That doesn't sound too bad. That's a small percentage.
It doesn't sound too bad, but when you kind of put in the context of like, out of every 200 they sell, one of them is defective.
Is that just a manufacturing default?
Yes, this is a manufacturing issue. It's a production anomaly, according to Nvidia. That sounds like way worse. Out of every 200 they sell, one of them is defective.
Okay.
And these are like $2,000 graphics cards, you know.
Yeah, and that's just one problem out of the few we've seen.
On top of the melting power cables and all this other nonsense. Yeah. Not great.
Well, that sucks. I'm glad I didn't spend $2,000 on it. I wouldn't have anyway. I'm lying. That's shitty. I feel bad for anybody that bought anything like that.
Oh yeah. And yeah, we're kind of cooked, by the way, because the 4070s are already running like 2K as well. They're supposed to be like the cheaper card, and nope. No.
I'm moving to PlayStation. I'll see you boys later.
PS5 man now.
So
maybe.
So
PS4
yeah,
for
maybe
now.
AMD has a place after all in this market. They might come to save us all. The poor boys that just want a graphics card that lets them play video games.
All it took was Nvidia imploding a bit.
Yeah.
It's so rough too, because like every game I play lately, it's I haven't ever had a time this bad where every game bricked my, like Tekken, Mecha BREAK, Marvel, everything is killing everything on UE5 is just super unhappy with my PC. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, it's something with UE5, but it's on my end.
Tekken seems
obviously.
to be the most. I want to say Tekken seems to be the most stable for you.
Yeah, I also run it at like the lowest graphics settings, and it's also the oldest out of those games. So
True.
I do love though, but when you have problems, it gives us like 5 seconds to hear you. Like, I
yeah,
crashed.
like,
and then
last night that happened. We were playing and we just hear Fliz go, and my whole system crashed, and then he was just gone afterwards.
But to double back for a second, that defect, like how bad is the defect and what is the impact of it?
Yeah, what does that do?
It's listed to be like a 4 to 5% hit in performance around there, if you want to go numbers wise. So it's not like huge, but again, this is a lot of money for a card, and it's not, on top of all of its other issues, isn't the greatest thing.
Yeah, plus you're not getting what you paid for.
Yeah, the main kind of problem is 0.5% isn't, in the grand scheme of things, a huge number, but they're going to be giving out replacements for anyone that has this problem. Not even God knows when they're going to get those replacements. I don't know when that's going to happen. Because man, their supply of these cards is so low. I don't see them getting that soon. So if you had to ship out your card, you're kind of just hopefully it comes back soon. You're
at the whim of God King Nvidia. Good luck to you.
Them upon their golden green thrones.
Oh my God. Yeah, I guess, if you bought a car and it went 5 miles under the speed limit that you purchased it for, you'd be pretty pissed.
Oh yeah. It's never fun to have something that just doesn't work right, especially if something you spend so much money on.
Yeah, especially in technology where, you gotta, I'm afraid to buy parts for my PC because it's so easy to get stuff that's not compatible, and so I would have to assume that people buying these, your 50 whatever is going to work, but there's something just about
fire.
Until everything burns down. But it's something about technology where I guess just for me, whenever I'm messing with my PC, I'm always so happy when something works the way it's supposed to, because I'm afraid everything is going to fall apart at any second.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do some research into. I want to know why the shortage. Why is it so hard to have the correct number of graphics cards available for people?
Certainly scalping is a huge problem.
I mean, I think I'd like to find out for sure why it's always such a low number on release.
It could just be they're doing it on purpose for all we know. Who knows?
Those bastards.
Yeah. Honestly, I really don't know why it's so difficult for them to ship these out at this point. Especially because the actual hardware seems to be about the same as the RTX 40s anyway. The architecture is different, but it doesn't have like, it's not like a huge physical size increase that the 40s was over the 30s and the 20s. So, I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe I'll look into it this week.
Ooh,
That'll
check
be
it
my
out.
homework. Yeah. All right. Unfortunate for Nvidia and Nvidia users. So unfortunate for everyone. What else you got?
Fable is officially delayed till next year. I don't know if you guys heard about that or even care about Fable.
I saw a headline and I was just like, eh. I remember I have very fond memories of the first one and I think the second one, but nothing really past that.
I loved Fable 2. Fable 3 I didn't like as much. But Fable 2 was like, I fucking love that game.
I'm pretty confident I
don't
played
worry,
it, but I don't remember anything about it.
It's okay. Like it's fun up until you get to like near the end, and then it just kind of shits the bed. But I fucking love Fable 2 so much, and I was really looking forward to Fable, and now it's getting delayed until sometime next year, which isn't fun. So anyone that was looking forward to it, you'll have to wait a little bit longer until it comes out. The main thing. Oh, go ahead.
Is that the one where people were frustrated about the main character? Like the look of it?
Yeah, it's that is definitely it. The visuals that you see in it are not anything reminiscent to old Fable games.
I just remember the picture of the lady making like stank face.
Yeah,
right. Like that's the one.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it though. But what's worrying is been in development for so long. It's been like over 5 years now, and now they're getting another year in development. Kind of a lot. So
what's the incentive behind playing a Fable game at this point? Because I'm sure it's been so long that other people have done the same thing. So I remember 2 was the one where you like got married and bought a lot of land and then did an adventure, or vice versa. Or I don't think I did 3, but I remember one of them you got married.
Yeah, that was Fable 2. Fable 3 can do the same thing. It's very you could just kind of like actually live in the world pretty well, to be honest. Like you could buy a house, and what I like too is how your choices affected your character too, both like what actually happened around you, and also like physically your character would change in Fable 2. At the time,
I remember that.
Yeah, at the time, Fable 2 was like the only game that I knew that ever even did something like that. That was just like no other game is like Fable 2 when I played it. That's what was so insane about it. That's why I revere it so much.
I think that was like one of the first games ever where I was like, I don't know, I didn't have any problem being evil.
Oh yeah. What was fun too is if you're like a good person, but you were like a really shitty landlord, because you could rent out like the property you bought, right? If you were just really shit to people and like had super high rent and stuff, you'd grow horns like you would if you were an evil person, but they wouldn't be red, they would be white.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty
Evil,
pretty unique.
Evil landlord with a heart of gold, but not for your rent.
And they just want your money. So yeah, I was looking to see what they would do with Fable. Fable 3, they did a thing where you become like king of a kingdom and stuff. But what kind of sucked about that is when that happened, all it became was you're just kind of, here's a situation. Should we do this or this? All right, we're doing that. All right, here's another situation. Should we do this or this? And it's literally that for like 20 minutes. And then you're at the end of the game. That's what
Did you get a dog in that one?
The second
I have this
one
like
you do.
vague memory. Okay, I didn't even know there was a third one. I'm gonna just throw that out there. I thought it stopped at 2.
Fable 3 is not great. Now Fable 2 you do get a dog though.
Okay. I must have been really into it when that came out, because I have vague flashes of like my character with the because he starts to turn purple and stuff if you're evil, right?
Yeah, yep. Your skin will go paler and paler, and eventually red. And as your strength grows, you get bulkier and buffer too. Yeah,
I love that kind of stuff in RPGs.
Yeah,
that's what I like to go. That's my favorite thing, like playing Star Wars. You know, you go dark side or light side, your character look changes too.
Yeah, 3 had some cool things about it too. It had something similar with their weapons. Depending on how you played them, the weapons would change. the pause menu also was actually like a dimension you traveled to, and like your vault, like where you kept your money, would be like an actual pile of money that you could like climb on and stuff. And had some cool stuff going for it, but yeah,
somebody out there living their Scrooge McDuck fantasies.
Yeah, well, there's a thing. If I remember right, there's a thing at the top. If you filled it up with enough money, there's something you get up there. I don't remember what it was though.
Ooh,
yeah,
more money.
But yeah, so on top of some sad news, there's worse news, as Sony has apparently fired the Destiny 2 director because of some sexually charged texts that he was sending to other female employees beneath the ladder of him. This isn't great.
Were they consensual adult texts? Is this just like, we don't want people dating within the company? Because I would love to hear that it's just like a business issue rather than like, oh yeah, she was 16. Like I'm so sick of that kind of shit.
So they were adults.
Okay.
But apparently the female employees were basically saying like, you need to stop texting me at night while you're drunk and recognize boundaries, is a quote from this article I'm reading by PC Gamer. Yeah, not great. And also he's married.
Oh, shitbag. Got it.
God damn it.
Yeah. And the director, Christopher Barrett, is suing Sony now because he's saying that the reason he was fired was because the company is trying to basically bail out of paying him the $45 million they owe him due to a contract that they'd made years prior.
Oh
so
no,
it's
is everybody bad?
It's kind of just a big fucking mess, to be honest, where they're basically using this excuse to fire him because these do seem like legitimate claims, but they do actually owe him $45 million too.
Oh no. See, that's why you should know money to sex pests. And you get screwed in the long run. Don't do it.
Everything just about this looks disgusting.
Everyone loses. Good game.
Yeah. Barrett is denying the claims, saying that this is a sham of investigation, essentially, and that all of it's untrue. But Sony has quite a bit of evidence piled up against us, and they're taking it to court to dismiss all of these counts that Barrett is bringing to them. So yeah, I'll try to follow up with this and let you guys know where it goes. But
I hope he drops a tweet and then edits that tweet and then edits that tweet again.
Did you take a look at like some of the things that were supposedly said about Bungie in that lawsuit though?
Like what?
There's two that were quoted in the article I'm thinking of. Here they are. According an article on GameFile News, these are the two quotes. The first one is: a very senior Bungie executive texted Barrett and others sexually suggestive material, including lewd photographs, texts about his sex life, including graphic descriptions of particular sex acts, and texts concerning the appearance of women working for Bungie. Is one thing that's quoted, and the other one that's quoted is: Bungie maintained an email channel that shared lewd and semi-pornographic content to the entire studio. Those images were occasionally shared on a projector at studio events.
What?
No, they didn't learn anything from Blizzard. Come on, guys.
What the fuck?
Oh,
yeah.
There's a public show. Well, not public, but there's like a company showing.
Yeah, he definitely was doing this stuff. That is not up for debate here. They definitely have a lot of evidence that this is totally what he's doing. What he's trying to say, I guess, is that they're like, quote, cherry picking text messages and alleging conversations is what he's trying to say to make him look worse. But it seems like this is just kind of shitty.
I mean,
go for it.
The other thing about this lawsuit is this was from like back in December, right?
It is, yeah. The
and
lawsuit's from back in December.
And Sony just responded like this week, right? If I'm remembering this correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, we will see where that goes. But yeah,
Why everybody
is...
got to be bad.
I know. It's awful.
Why can't people just go to work and go home? Like, stop doing weird shit. I do that. I go to work. I don't bother nobody.
I go to work. I work
home.
And I go home and wait for my money to come in.
Yeah. Stop bothering women. Jesus. Why is that so hard? I guess in a field where people are generally considered antisocial, I could see problematic behaviors are more normal than not. Oh, well, thank you for that news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting little story. According to the game post, apparently Netty is almost like basically backed out on Marvel Rivals before it launched. Because we almost didn't get it because they were very concerned about paying Disney
licensing
for licensing for all these characters. Basically, yeah. They said, "I don't want to do that."
A mistake that would have been.
I don't know. Like, we don't know how much money they actually had to spend to use some of these characters.
Yeah, but I don't think,
think about.
I was just gonna say
think about Warner Brothers. Like, they had to shut down.
Yeah,
So.
What were you saying, Tsun?
I was gonna say like because I remember I read some of this too where they considered using their own characters, instead of doing licensing, and I don't think the game would have done anywhere near as good.
No,
part
definitely
of the appeal
not.
is like I feel like they made the better. It might sound weird to say they might have made the better financial decision to make profits.
It's not weird at all. They absolutely made the better decision. I'm sure the money goes in a whole bunch of different places when it comes to licensing, but there's a lot of money there.
Oh yeah, they're making mad bank on it. So,
well, just with how I'm surprised that they're being so, I guess, like light with how you can spend money in that game, because some of it's just industry standard of just like $20 skins or whatever, but some of it is like no other game like this does it, where you can get like what $30 some from the battle pass by spending like $5.
Oh, dude, any games that used to do it are now like backing out of it.
It's kind of insane.
League of Legends.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I was telling you guys earlier about this whole thing I was into. Oh shit, I wish I'd saved the video. It was a video. I'm going to look for the who did it, but it was basically talking about how NetEase, like, they've done studies on how to keep players playing their games, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's not about, skill-based matchmaking. Many companies have tried it. Turns out nobody likes skill-based matchmaking. It doesn't make you feel good. People don't like being up against players of their own skill level, right? And so what they've moved on to, and this is tons of companies do this now, is engagement optimized matchmaking, right?
Yeah.
And so rather than when you think like, hey, I just lost 5 games in a row and I finally won one, more than likely the game has skewed some metric so that you were put in a game where you had a better chance of winning to keep you more engaged. Well, and this can vary from player to player. What's up?
I was just gonna be like, I mean, when you talk about how much it like some of those variables are just straight up bot matches.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you lose a whole bunch. They're going to throw bots on the enemy team. So you win one and you keep playing the game. Or even if you keep winning a bunch, they might throw bots on your team. So you lose one. So you have some kind of struggle. Right.
Yeah.
And so this could be a big part of, like I said, engagement optimization, which NetEase has admitted and done studies on, where this is something they do, where maybe this monetization scheme isn't like, we've played so many games that immediately throw $100 worth of purchases at you for a quote unquote free game. And we turn them off right away. Right. Yeah. Anybody with half a brain would know that, okay, well, you got to get them addicted first. Right. And so if you have these, I'm totally happy playing Marvel every day if it's not trying to throw all these, purchases at me, and I'll buy something every now and then. Yeah. It's doing a good job with, I feel this is all kind of in that same wheelhouse of like, we want you to play our game and we're doing everything. We're messing with, we're hitting you at a psychological level. Oh, and you don't even realize it, but it's happening. And I'd like this just cements that further for me. I'll try to find the video, but it was real good.
No, that makes sense. Honestly. I think it's more just like, it's been so normalized now that the whole sledgehammer approach is more what I'm used to. Just like the free to play games always having like $120 skin packs. That was what Gundam Evolution, right? Remember that shit?
Front loaded.
Yeah, that was just in the game outright. It's like, oh shit, and people were buying them. Like we would see them in game, people would actually purchase them, and then the game shut down a year later.
Yeah, but it was real. I even bought stuff for that. I remember we bought Battle. I'm sure we all bought something.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we totally did.
Maybe just to have it die.
I don't remember if I did.
You might be the only one who didn't.
I don't remember if I did the battle pass or not. I think I didn't because I wanted to try and finish it first, and I never did.
You're the only fiscally responsible one among us. So,
did you buy the deluxe edition with us?
Huh?
The deluxe edition bundle that was year 0, like season 0.
Did I? Maybe I got. I think I bought something.
I thought you bought that because I distinctly remember
the gold skin. I think
it was because you said that like this is basically the price of like it was like a $40 purchase. It was like basically the price of a game, so you didn't feel bad buying that. Like I remember that you saying that about it for some reason.
Maybe I don't remember, to be honest. But I know for sure I didn't buy like the $120 thing. That was ridiculous, which sucked too because the skins are actually cool. If they sold it separately, I would have gotten it. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what you're talking about though has been like a thing for years. Like Activision, they actually have a patent. This is something they would do like back in Call of Duty Black Ops. They would pair you. They would put you in games where people owned the DLC weapons that you did not. So when you got killed by them, they were trying to encourage you to buy those weapons.
Yeah, it's monetization optimization. It's part of it.
Yep. And another thing too is they would, for your first like few games in multiplayer, they would actually increase the amount of damage you dealt too. That was something that they would do to make the game feel better when you first played.
Yeah, I remember in Fortnite does that. The first few games of Fortnite, I had a blast. Third game of Fortnite, fuck this shit, I'm uninstalling.
Fortnite does the bot thing, right?
Maybe it was, but it's the same kind of deal where, they got to get you hooked somehow. By the way, the video is Marvel Rivals Matchmaking, the deepest investigation you'll ever see by Nerf Pool. And he had like 1,000 subscribers 12 days ago, and the video got him up to 300,000. Like it's a good video it's an hour of looking into video game matchmaking. No, it's really deep. It's good. It's really good. I would recommend it.
I might have to watch that then. That sounds pretty cool. But lastly, I kind of want to know what you guys think about this, because I was talking about this today with someone. Have you guys heard all the League of Legends debacles that are going on right now?
I've heard some of them.
No.
Yeah.
So they basically have been doing a ton of monetization changes because they straight up had said like in a dev video that they are not making enough money. So they have removed a lot of the mechanics that would get you free things like hex tech chests, honor orbs and honor capsules and such. All of those were removed from the game. Like you could not get them anymore because they're worried that players are getting too many free skins from those mechanics.
I don't see that was my we'll go continue if you have something to, but I
just wanted to hear your thoughts real quick about that.
I mean, we played a lot of League. One issue that I noticed is they continuously release skins for there's so many characters. They just continuously release skins for the most popular ones, right? Sounds good in theory. But that caused me to never buy a battle pass, because there was never a skin for a character I played. right? And I always thought like, hey, if you mix it up, if you put like a Tom Kench skin at the end of the battle pass, I would snatch that shit up so quick. Or if you put like, you know, there needed to be more variety. I don't need another Lux skin. Nobody needs another Yasuo skin. They're popular characters, and then the skins you put out aren't even really better than the one you've already peaked with some of the skins, you know? So there was always very little reason for me to I don't think I bought I bought the first one we had when we played, and I never bought another one strictly because there were no characters I played that would get skins. And I always had a problem with that. So I can see where you just lose money from not diversifying your options enough, you know?
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. And like one of the things too is their whole monetization model is definitely watered down by the fact they have so many champions. Yep. And just the fact that like there's so many skins at this point for the ones that are most popular, that your odds of actually releasing like someone's new favorite skin just kind of like slowly go down over time, you know?
Yeah.
Where like they already have the one that they use now, and that's kind of the one that they always get.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely know, and I've done this myself where I'm like, oh, a new skin for a character, I got to get it regardless. But I think there comes a point, and League is like a long-term game, right? Where, you know, I main Nidalee. Cool. What is let me choose a new skin. Oh, sexy Nidalee, sexy Nidalee, sexy Nidalee. Like they're all kind of the same at a certain point. You know, that's like with Kench, and I'm using him as an example because I played him. I always wanted to be like the skin that was different from the rest. Same with Mundo. Like I want the I don't need, same with Set. I don't need that stupid dragon looking, what was it? I hated that Set skin. The most popular one where he's all got like, he looks like all the other characters that have the same line of skins. That stuff is bad. And a lot of the skins just weren't that hype, you know? I think the Ink Shadow series was the last one I thought was really good. I don't know. They weren't hooking me.
Well, there was that. That wasn't the only thing that they were doing though. They removed the Your Shop as well. They got rid of.
Oh, nice.
They gave it to Overwatch.
Which, if you don't know what the Your Shop is, it's basically a shop, like a seasonal shop that comes back every now and then that has discounts on skins for champions that the game knows you play. So basically it's just giving you discounts on stuff that it knows you might be interested in. The Clash tournaments were going to be limited to, I think, like 2 or 3 a year instead of like 1 every 2 weeks, which people really didn't like.
I bet, man. That's some people's whole reason to play the game.
And then the new Exalted Mordekaiser skin, which is like one of those like $250 skins or whatever. Basically people think it's like kind of trash. it looks like as good as the skins that were $20 like a year or 2 ago.
That always tripped me out that like I know people will buy it, right?
Yeah.
No matter what the product is, what the price is, somebody's going to buy it. But I also wonder if you'd made that skin like $30, maybe you would have had a lot more people buying it, you know? Like I'm not in that, I'm not in the financial department of Riot, but I don't know. $250 for a thing you have to like squint to see?
I remember back when $30 would get you the fanciest tier skin.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Some of them new ones aren't. So even though they're expensive, they're not that great.
Yeah, this has been happening for like a couple weeks that all this went down. But today they came back and said, never mind, our bad. And they basically undid everything. They said, we're hex chests are coming back. We made all the champions cheaper, so now you can play them easier. We're gonna make the skin for Mordekaiser way better. All the skins from now on are gonna be way better. Clash is now gonna be back at what it used to be. We're bringing back the Your Shop. Everything's gonna be much better than what we all said it was gonna be.
I don't know. I don't really understand Riot's like when they decide to listen to the community and when they don't.
Well, I heard this and my immediate thought was like, oh, they just did the marketing thing where you go heavy handed to change something that everyone's going to hate. Everyone complains about it. Then you do all the fixes to make it look like you listen to the community. And now everyone likes you again. And you get like that free PR.
But it feels like we're in a state with games where when you do things like that, people remember and know. Like nobody says, "Ooh, yay, Riot, good job." Like they're just like, "Yeah, fucking stupid. Why'd you do that?" Like they're not cheering for Riot.
See, I thought that too. But if you actually look around, people are not responding like that at all.
The attention,
which is really weird. Yeah, it's really strange. I thought this was like the most obvious like. And the reason I think this too, like, is because they're not like simply bringing Hextech just back. They have like this entire like tiered battle, like it's incorporated into the battle pass now, and they have like an exact like here's how the battle passes are going to work with the Hextech chests. Like this is clearly planned. Like they thought about this for some time. This is not just oops, we should undo this real quick. Like no, this is not that.
I wonder if it was. Well, I mean, you're going to have, like, if you're planning to do this big financial move, right? You're not just going to say, we're going to do it and we'll just see what happens. You're going to say, we're going to do it. If it succeeds, we'll continue doing this. If it fails, we'll revert. Like, you're going to have a plan. You're going to have contingency plans either way, right? So that makes sense that they reverted back. I'm just kind of curious as to, like, did they really lose a bunch of their player base, or was the internet really that loud and how much they hated it? Like, where are they listening to where they would reverse a decision? Because it's only been a month or so, right? I don't know. Very
yeah, it's really been like a week or two. And
yeah,
what's even weirder is according to the schedule that they have, like you're going to be getting like 50 chests every battle pass, which is absurd. Like
yeah.
When they lose more money,
I don't think I got that much in like a year.
I feel like they lose more money with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that seems like an absurd amount. I have no idea what is happening with Riot, but I was curious what you guys maybe thought.
Well, I don't think anything because I uninstalled that shit. I think my League of Legends phase is over for a hot minute.
I've always seen Riot as a kind of weird, I want to say kind of wishy-washy company.
I've always thought they were fine. Like for a I don't know, one of, if not the biggest live service game for a long time. Like you're not going to get it right all the time, right? Like it's just not how it works.
It's just more so they're weird decisions.
Yeah, I feel like this might have been like a marketing test almost was what this was to see what they can get away with.
I can't explain it better than that. You could be right.
Yeah, because I mean, it happened a couple years ago, but Riot does have like a newish CEO, and with Arcane season 2 coming out and cost them so much money, because we know for sure like they lost millions of dollars off of making Arcane. Like they did not make their money back whatsoever. Wild. Yeah. Because it costs like 200 some million to make. I'm curious if they like tried this and are testing to see like what the reception is, and they're going to do the same strategy again to start changing up their monetization, because I feel like they are running into diminishing returns with their current monetization scheme. Like I feel like it's just not working for them.
I can't imagine putting something that expensive on Netflix would ever lead to returns.
Yeah.
I don't know how that all works, but it seems very not right.
Well, I think they wanted to try to get more players, but I think their player base has been decreasing. Like it's been going down.
I mean, they're competing with a lot of other live service games now. I mean, before they were one of the only ones, and now, there's so many.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I thought like the idea of getting your characters well known and household names, and they kind of were that for a little while, but the game is so far removed from what anybody watching the show would think when they booted it up, that I cannot believe they thought it would lead to an increase in players.
I don't know.
A real legit one. That sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, it's on top of them like releasing the studio that actually made like games that people might be interested that aren't League. You know?
I guess I don't know if any of those games did any numbers though. I never gave any of those games a second thought.
The one with Viego was it Ruined King?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah, Ruined King, a League of Legends story, apparently did quite well. The other ones, I heard those didn't do as well. None of them were bad. It's just like people didn't really know about them in the first place, and they all have like very different genres too. So that doesn't really help.
The only advertising I saw for them was on the League of Legends client, and I'm not leaving that client to play a different game. I booted that client up for a reason.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Well, good luck to you, Riot.
So yeah, well, I'm curious on what's gonna happen with League. Either way, it'll be funny.
Yeah.
All right, but that's it for me.
Okay.
All right. Forgot who he said was going next. Was it Tsun? You got anything, Tsun?
I can go, yeah.
All right.
So in the vein of Marvel Rivals again, did you guys see that so they put out a statement regarding like third-party software?
I did, yeah, about Blitz, right?
Yes, because I didn't even know that Blitz had gone to Marvel Rivals as an overlay. Apparently it does, and Eddie says no. Don't do that.
Yeah.
What is Blitz?
So Blitz is, I want to say most commonly it's used for League. It's that overlay that like shows you like creep timers and dragon timers and stats about people before the game even starts. And it does the same with Rivals. It shows like healing and damage stats, like what character people will pick the most, what they ban and stuff. And
that seems stupid.
Yeah, so
I mean, obviously it'll give you an advantage, but stupid.
Yeah, well, they were like, you know, they're like it's basically cheating to have that much of an advantage. So they're like, basically they said they're not going to ban people, but stop using it, and if you don't, then punishments might go out.
Yeah,
that's fair. If you go into a game and you know somebody's a Groot one trick, then guess what? I'm playing Wolverine. You ain't doing shit about it.
Yeah, apparently, apparently even I'm just refreshing on myself here, but yeah, apparently it would also let you predict the opponent's ultimate abilities.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it could let you also know when someone had their ult.
Yeah, you can kind of tell.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that's gross. I'm glad they hate that.
No, I'm glad too, like seeing that and being like, oh, thank fuck. Like
I never even liked it in League. It always felt like when I first learned that people like I played League for I don't know a month or two before somebody's like, oh yeah, everybody uses these overlays, and I used it. And I was like, this shows you jungle timers. It shows you the gold. It shows you your jungle pet. Like this is a crazy amount of information that you don't have if you didn't do this. That's not in the game itself, and it feels like when WoW has those add-ons that you have to play with. It seems stupid.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they just added to the game.
Yeah,
most of those tools. Yeah, it's just I think the OP one is the one that tracks
ultimates,
summoner spell cooldowns.
Oh no, you're talking about League still, yeah. Oh yeah, the Blitz overlay that tracks when they're smite and flash and all that stuff.
Yep.
Back up.
Tracking when that goes down and when it's back up is really important in League. So just doing it for you is pretty insane.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got?
I had so I mean, Lionel, you'll know about this, but or you'll have an idea what I'm talking about here. Miller might too. You might probably, well, I'd say everyone will, but apparently, so that studio. What was the studio? Monolith. Monolith was working on that Wonder Woman game.
Yeah,
and that's been X now. In fact, the entire studio has been shut down.
I heard about that. Isn't that because? Why did that happen?
So it
isn't that a DC?
Wonder Woman is DC, yeah.
Or Warner Brothers.
Warner
excuse
Brothers,
me.
yeah. But so I'm assuming that it has something to do with the fact Suicide Squad didn't do well, Multiverses failed and stuff. Because I don't know. I don't know what Warner Brothers is doing anymore, but
I mean, they closed 3 studios, right?
they closed
Yeah,
multiple.
it's because they closed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
That's why the Wonder Woman got axed. Is because the studio I think is gone now.
Yeah, because Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers San Diego, I think.
Yeah, and losing Monolith is kind of huge because they're the ones who made Shadow of Mordor.
Yes, which is what one of my other things ties into. Because one of the biggest things of the Mordor series was the Nemesis system. Which Warner Brothers has fucking patented, and it doesn't get up until 2035. So it was supposed to be incorporated and used in that Wonder Woman game. We were going to see a return of it. And apparently they struggled to even incorporate it. And now we don't get to see anything done with that fucking system for
I mean, they
9
might
years.
do it with what else does with Batman? Batman might get
They've
something.
had so
right?
many chances. They've had so many chances.
I don't know what you do with it, but
The system's so
I
cool,
don't know.
dude.
It is pretty cool.
It's fun.
Yeah, poor Warner Bros. They're getting their shit rocked. Like
God
they're getting.
Damn it.
What do they even have left at this point for like video game wise?
Batman.
I think that's really it, right? Like that's all they got now.
I think they also have Game of Thrones, right? They have games in that franchise.
Game of Thrones?
But I don't. The only Game of Thrones games I can think of is fucking Telltale ones.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else they could have.
Do any of you guys watch Game of Thrones or no?
I have not.
I watched. Man. That was the greatest thing for 7 seasons in the last
And then
season.
they shit the bed.
They shit the bed so hard that I cannot recommend the series, even though it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It is good. And then that last season just pisses all over it, throws it in the ditch, man. It's rough.
I do remember people being like pissed.
Yeah, it's bad. It took everything you wanted about the show and kind of made a bunch of characters do a bunch of stupid shit so they could end the series. And that's the whole reason they did it. And it was stupid.
I can't imagine a Game of Thrones game.
Anticlimactic. I mean, it sounds like a mobile. Oh, it's a mobile game. That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so I also just Warner Brothers also has Mortal Kombat.
Are they gonna
That's doing
reboot
bad
it again?
too.
They're rebooting.
The last thing they had good was Hogwarts Legacy, which also had its own fair share of interesting things going on. We'll say.
I gave that game a chance. I actually played it for a bit. Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
No, people really liked it, but then they fumbled with the sports one, the Quidditch one.
Oh yeah, I've seen nothing on that, but whenever I've seen very little, I should say, and it's always been like super mixed. It also looks like shit.
I've heard people just say it should have just been in the game in
Probably.
Hogwarts Legacy. They should just put it in there and not
Honestly,
make its own separate game.
The amount they put in that game, I'm surprised they didn't do it.
I mean, I guess they had Blitzball in Final Fantasy X, and everybody hated that. I loved it, but everybody hated that.
Oh, there you go. They got Back for Blood.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Man, they got some stinkers.
It's just crazy. They got such a big IP library, and then they got nothing to go with it.
They got Lego games.
Didn't the guy who's running the games division like quit? I think he quit like a month ago.
Maybe.
Hang on, let me see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check
Warner
that
Bros.
out.
Games chief David Haddad. he left. This is a report by Variety in January 23rd. He fucking quit. Oh no.
Done.
Yeah, I see why they're. Where's Batman? Batman, help!
I can't. Suicide Squad.
You know,
there's the CEO, David Zaslav. That name sounds familiar. He's saying they're going, and this is from a day ago on Reuters. He's saying they're gonna focus on, like we said, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. That's
cool.
That's it.
Oh, no.
Batman can suck a big fat one.
Well, it's DC.
Yeah, I guess.
Considering their last Batman game didn't have Batman, I better get,
was that Gotham Knights?
Get a Batman
was that the last
game. The Gotham Knights or
It was
whatever it
Gotham,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
I played that for a whole 20 minutes.
There's the VR one though, which I guess is pretty good.
He was in Suicide Squad, right? Batman was in there. He was in Multiverses, right?
Yeah, he was in Suicide. I went over that. He pulled the whole everything was just a trick. It was our plan.
Hang on. Well, there's a difference between a Batman game and a game with Batman in it.
No,
Not to me.
If Batman's
Not to
in
me.
it, it's
They're
a
all the
Batman
same.
game. Yeah.
No, they're different.
No.
All Batmans are created equal in my eyes.
What about Batman Beyond?
I like that show.
I know, me too. I like Batman Beyond.
Fat Man. I want to see all the different versions. Like
Batman
we watched the
Beyond.
Flash, and there was the Fat Flash. He never got any screen time, but he was there in the background.
Because he was so fast.
You just like inflation. That's all you.
It was just funny to see. It was just funny to see a
Just
Fat
call him
Flash.
out.
I don't understand that inflation shit.
I want Fat Flash. I want
No,
Fat
because
Aqua.
it's just funny, dude. It's just funny to like. I don't know why it's funny to think of those
Fat people are
superheroes, but they're
funny.
fat.
That's where you're going with this.
Oh
Oh,
god!
Fat versus
Cancel 'em.
superheroes are funny, man.
Cancel them.
You know they're supposed to be super jacked. Now they're super fat. Comedy gold.
You can still,
All right.
you can still fight. You can sit on
No.
them.
Well, there's the Blob.
That guy's
Yeah,
scary.
that was my first thought too.
Yeah.
He's,
If
man,
he sits
his
on you,
powers are
you're
some
just
scary shit.
gone. Yeah.
All right, Tsun, what else you got?
I had one more thing, which was I didn't realize, but apparently a little while back, NetEase managed to like what's the best terminology here? They managed to the article says courted, the article from Kotaku, but they got veteran like developer names like Nagoshi, who made the like a Dragon franchise, Yakuza games, and Suda51 to work on new projects under them and like new like have their own studios basically, but now they're like pulling funding on all of them.
Oh yeah, the big like NetEase pullback, right?
Yeah, which they're apparently pulling back in like multiple areas.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They
'cause
just
I guess
suddenly
they're
told them to wrap up development and then said they wouldn't get funding anymore.
well, it's specifically like all their overseas studios, which is why it's kind of like a big deal because I think there's thought that NetEase is consolidating all of their kind of focus on basically their home turf. They're trying to make it so they're increasing all their development in China instead of doing overseas stuff. So there was the Marvel Rival Seattle team being let go. I think that was kind of the first sign of that happening because now there's major studios actually being closed that they're basically saying, you know, yeah, goodbye. And to the point where these studios had to now find like new funding, like they just, or they're going to close. Like that's it.
It's crazy too.
Being a game dev must be terrifying.
Oh
Like
yeah.
at any moment, your job is just goodbye. Like for no good reason other than you probably don't even get a reason.
It's
Just
part
find
of that-
somewhere else
it's
to
part
live.
of like being stuck under like those big corporations, man. They can just do whatever they want. Rip away your fucking funding and you're screwed.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
I think this is go for it.
that is a huge deal too, because NetEase, they are an enormous company so for them to be like pulling out of like all of their international funding like that is a huge deal. Definitely worrisome. It's just going to be harder for, you know, some of these like double AAA developers to find funding now for their games.
Yeah, it sucks because like I know Suda51, he teased a bunch of games, upcoming games, and then this happens.
And also just the fact that they were already working on it, like they're in the middle of making it, and all of a sudden their floor comes out beneath them. What do?
I feel like it's I mean, we've been seeing it for a while where nothing really matters except live service. It's the same thing with like movies now. We get a lot less movies made, at least a lot less movies in theaters that aren't gonna be obvious blockbusters, known IPs and stuff. You're not getting random nonsense because it's not cost effective. Not compared to billions of dollars. So
it's a bummer too, man, because I love Suda51's games. And also,
it really is a bummer.
And also, Nagoshi being the creator of because Like a Dragon series means another like crazy IP. If you could they could still make them. They just gotta secure funding elsewhere.
Yeah. I'll pay for it.
I believe in you, Fliz.
I got this. Let me have a yard sale first.
What would be in your yard sale?
I got $56 and 3 Subway coupons.
Yeah, make magic happen. Yakuza 72. Get to it. All right. Well, thank you, Tsun. We come now to all right, go for it. What you got?
Just a few small things. First and foremost, Balatro and Luck Be a Landlord got their classifications amended from Peggy 18 to Peggy 12. And the rating board has also updated their classifications related to gambling like that, so that similar cases in the future will not be marked as Peggy 18.
Let's go, dude.
Because they stated that there is enough fantasy like related elements to it that it for it to not warrant the 18 plus rating, and that they said for like an 18 plus rating relating to gambling, it has to be like in like gambling casinos or halls and like not have these fantasy elements.
Well, that's good, because there's been a lot of concern and honestly a lot of legislation regarding all the gambling like monetization happening right now. It's not in the US, which is weird, but I guess it's not that weird. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, we don't care. All the kids watch streamers who just gamble all day anyway. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Very sad. All right. Some positives.
What's that guy's name? Local Thunk? Does that sound familiar? That's the developer's name. He seems like a good person. Maybe not a good person, but just my. Well, you know what? Like, I'm not saying like I'm not comparing it to anything. From what I've seen, they seem like just a chill developer. They're not trying to do anything crazy.
Really saved that one, Fliz. Good job.
Not really. I fumbled that bag like you wouldn't believe. I don't know. All I know is they seem like they just let the product speak for itself. And I like that.
Okay.
Fuck you guys.
No, I liked it. It was cute.
No, I'm over it. I'm done. You guys finish it.
Oh, jeez.
Is he crashing out from his computer crashing out, or him crashing out?
Why not both?
Let's find out together. But anyways, on to our next thing.
Nobody will find out.
Dauntless is now shutting down. It is shutting down on May 29th. And they've stated...
Not Dauntless!
You had to think about what Dauntless was for a second.
I did.
No, I knew what it was. Didn't they just get a bunch of shit because they like fucked everything. All their players over?
Yep.
Wasn't it they wiped everything?
In the Steam release. It's more that they removed like most of the content and then like swapped a lot of progression systems over to stuff like loot boxes. But and they stated it's receiving no more content updates until its closure.
Oh no.
Not Dauntless. That's cruel. Like, they're just making a game. It's not the end of the world. It's just funny. Like, that game was hot for a week.
I mean, it was like free Monster Hunter is what it was, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's big sad.
And
It's
then
never
it
fun to
was
see any games
realized
go like that.
it was on Epic.
Can you guess how many Dauntless viewers there are right now on Twitch?
37.
20.
112.
There is exactly one Dauntless viewer.
I was closest. Let's
It is the
go.
one Dauntless streamer viewing himself, and it's not. It just says the oh my god, what's it called? Like the splash for showing his
thumbnail?
stream. It's the thumbnail. It just shows a screen saying you have been away from the DualShock controller for too long.
It's not even there. It's AFK.
He's not even watching the game. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh,
Goodbye, Dauntless.
what happened? I thought they had like some big, huge like release with the Steam release.
Yeah,
didn't
they
they?
shot everything themselves in the foot like 37 times and they did it.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
As far as I know, they removed like the killing, like the whole Monster Hunter thing where you kill a monster, get parts, and make stuff, and they just locked it all in loot boxes and said that's more fun, right, guys? Right, guys? Right? You like that? Loot boxes, right? So,
Oh no. Here.
yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing it. Okay, yeah, it was the Awakening update is live. There's a quote from I think it's one of the devs, Vi. We put our heart, soul into every sparkle that went into Dauntless. I really hope you enjoyed as
Aw.
much as we enjoyed making it. No! Oh, that was 2 months ago.
No.
Oops.
Now you're making me feel bad.
I
You know, because
know.
like I know we're laughing at it, but this, somebody on that team tried their best. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
somebody
yeah.
in these companies somebody is really doing their best stuff at multiverses, but
Well, not anymore.
that final product is just, oh.
Oh man.
Kind of wild. Multiverses had something and then they fucked it up.
Twice.
Oh, I'm reading like the patches and they were like, oh man. Oh, I'm so sad. They were trying. Like the next few patches were them like trying to explain the choice they were making, trying to make it up to players and like, yeah. Oh geez.
Dang.
All
A lot
right.
of people spent a lot of time on this game.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll give out like the server like net code so someone can keep the game running.
Nope.
Who knows? No. Never mind. What's this decided?
This made me think, I wonder if the Gundam Evolution private servers ever got working.
Ooh,
I think so.
wonder.
I get Reddit blurbs from them. It's always somebody, I love this game. Is there any way I can still play it? And then somebody links some server thing. I think they're playing it live, or not live, but they're on. I think they have the server thing going.
Up and running, yeah.
There's just so much. I couldn't care less. We got other games to play
We have
and talk about
Marvel.
when we get to it.
Yeah. Next was Call of Duty has officially admitted to using generative AI assets. And the reason people found this out is because there's a little note on the Call of Duty Steam page that says this game uses generative AI assets.
Ooh, which one is it? 6?
It's
Like
just
a
it's just I think the main Call of Duty one, like because they have like, you know how they all have the same games under like one banner now under the Call of
Oh,
Duty.
yeah, like the
I
grouping.
think it's that one. Yeah.
I would love it if they just never admitted it. And we're always like, we've never, what are you talking about? And people would just show them pictures of Santa Claus. No, what? No, that was Bill. He drew that.
Bill has 6
Freaking
fingers.
Bill.
Don't you mean?
No, Bill has
Bill,
6 fingers. He
what
was
have
just
you been
modeling after
doing?
real life.
He thought everybody has.
Yeah. Bill works in the dark. Don't worry
It's
about
a
it.
hard time convincing
In
him
the
that
dark
people
as a
have less than 6
programmer,
fingers.
an artist.
They gave him a Game Boy and there's no light source. You can't fucking do it, right?
You can only see when the fucking road lights came by.
Yep. Here comes a car. Here comes.
God damn it!
I can draw
Bring
one
it
more
back.
line.
Bringing back memories.
Oh well. All right. I don't even know what to like. Call of Duty's not even worth talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna keep doing what it does. It's never been like a paragon amongst gaming. It's always just kind of been there to take your money and time, and it will do that every year until we stop letting it. So,
And we'll never stop letting it.
Whatever.
It's too big to fail.
yeah, well, apparently. I still can't get over that, like, Call of Duty is really like the casual game for people who just have, like, if they have a PlayStation and one game, they got Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like the people who play Call of Duty don't listen to this podcast or look up gaming news or do like, that's not who their player base is. Sure, there's sweats and streamers and, you know, tons of people who do, but like, I would say, you know, this is just a totally out of my ass guess, but like 80% of the player base doesn't really follow gaming news whatsoever. And they don't even know that it's AI. They don't care. They're just there to play Call of Duty. Oh, well.
I feel like 80% might even be a little buoyant.
It might be. Yeah, I think it's like the absolute casualist of casual games. Right there with Fortnite, I guess. I don't know anything about Fortnite's numbers, but
It does numbers. That's what I know.
yeah, I know
All
that
the
much.
numbers.
Yeah.
And then my last thing was an article from Clawsome Gamer states that according to the survey they did, 40% of PC gamers spend less than 5 hours a week playing. Less than 36% of console players spend less than 5 hours gaming, and over 2/3 of both spend less than 10 hours gaming.
I think that fits into what I just said,
Yep.
where like you got a PS5, you got Call of Duty, and you play it, you know, you might have a beer on Friday and plop it in and press go, but you ain't doing that religiously. You got stuff going on, you know, it's just a game to you, nothing else. You could replace it with something else just as, what's the word? Homogenous? I don't know. It's nothing, you know, it's all you got. Also, everybody's got to work like 2 jobs now. So
That's true. You're not working 80 hours a week. You're not eating.
nope. The grind is real. It's sad though.
Or just
Yeah,
pull
that's
yourself
definitely
up
not
by your
us.
bootstraps, friends.
Oh,
I
let me get a
can't
small
afford
loan of $1 million
bootstraps.
first. Yeah, I had to eat them. I had to boil and eat my bootstraps.
What did I see someone said? Someone said that that phrase was when someone asked you to do something impossible because you can't
Yep.
pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's not how that works.
That makes sense now, and we've just kind of twisted it and made it this boomer awfulness.
Now it's the requirement.
You simply do the impossible and get better.
Yeah, easy peasy. Just watch any influencer
Yeah,
who
they'll tell
tells you
all
how
the
to
ways.
get 1 million subscribers and views per video on their 10,000 view video.
They didn't say when they arrived, but they'll arrive.
Yeah, eventually, if you pay enough money. Oh, well, that's not us. We spend a lot of time playing games. And what did we spend a lot of time playing this week, gentlemen?
Mecha break.
Mecha break.
I was gonna say Marvel.
Oh yeah.
You're an addict.
I like
you're on
the
Marvel every
game.
time I catch you. Yeah, and you know what? I'm not even gonna fault you for it.
And
It's a
also,
good
I
game.
am. I'm gonna fault him for it. How dare you?
What? Hey,
Yeah.
I played a bit of Mecha Break with you guys.
You did. Did you
Yeah.
find a character you liked? Well, okay.
So
you know
far,
what? We'll get into it.
Tricera.
I knew, yeah, gun tank. There you go. Yeah, if y'all don't know Mecha Break, we've been talking about it for a while. I know Strider and I played the first beta that happened. The beta's live on Steam right now. It's a mech game. It's a lot like Gundam Evolution, or doesn't really play like Gundam Evolution, but it's, you know, it's a hero shooter with giant mechs that turn into planes or tanks, or it's a lot of fun. I don't know how long the beta goes for. Nobody does. There's a lot of pluses and minuses to the game, but now that we've all played it, what y'all think?
I enjoy the PvP of it. It's not as like crazy as you guys made it sound to me, at least, because you guys sound like you loved it. Part of that is probably because the first mech I played was Panaka. And oh my god, if you don't know what you're doing and you try to play that guy, it feels like it's just dog shit. Like it's not a good time.
It also did not help. You get hit by a sandstorm that made you not able to do anything too.
Yeah, and I was wandering around watching all the robots fly around, and I can't do anything. And I keep trying to give the other robots massages, but I can't, even though I'm right next to him. And then he starts shooting at me, and I was like, "Oh, that's a bad guy. I'm sorry." And I gotta fly away.
To be fair, we really hyped it up on the first one because we didn't have Marvel, right? Now that we've played Marvel, I'm not saying Marvel's better, but it's definitely like I can play Mecha BREAK or I can play Marvel. Like we didn't have that back when the first beta came out. So it felt like a breath of fresh air. I think in the first beta, you could use almost all the mechs pretty quickly.
No, you could right off the bat because they gave you like 700,000 credits. Yeah,
it felt like a real beta. This, I mean, we'll talk about the pros and cons, but like there's some issues.
I mean, this beta is testing the progression system. Is like one of the things they've, I believe, stated they wanted, which is, but we'll talk about that progression.
Man. How you liking it, Tsun?
I mean, I have the most fun, like I said, playing Tricera. Otherwise, I feel like I'm dying really fucking fast, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying it. I've been playing Illumine and Panaka. Panaka took me a while to learn, but I'm definitely enjoying it now that I kind of know how to play them. It's fun. Mm-hmm. I definitely don't like the is it Mashik? Is that what the game mode's called? Mashmac. Yeah, they're PvPvE, like extraction shooter-esque game mode. I was not a fan of.
I'm not a fan of extraction shooters in general. It's not my genre.
Yeah, I actually liked the other one more that we played, Hunt Showdown. I think I liked more than I do this one, which surprised me.
That's the whole point of Hunt Showdown. This is like an extra thing attached.
Yeah, I will say I did enjoy Hunt to an extent.
The problem I see with this is that like it's the only, at least within this beta, that's the only real way to get like mods and stuff, which may not do a whole lot, but a lot of the progression seems tied to playing this Mashmac game, which, you know, I had a different experience. I had fun games and I had bad games. The last game I played made me so mad I fucking turned the whole game off and went and did something else. But I had some, you know, it was fun fighting the giant robots and, you know, fighting the third parties. And then I remembered that when people play these games, they like sniper rifles and will kill you before you even know they exist and take all your shit. And then you got to play all over again.
Oh, that was one thing. So I'm getting sniped by a sniper bot and I'm like, I don't even know where you are because half the time I look around and you're gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Was not a fan of the extraction game mode. I think there's like is there like a campaign or PvE mode? No? Okay. I wasn't
think
sure.
There will be either.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were planning on doing that because there's like a tutorial session that's kind of like kind of similar to that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it feels like you're going to get into an Armored Core game or something, right? And then it just kind of stops and you never see that shit ever again.
Yeah, and there's like a story that's kind of going on. It's basically Command and Conquer Tiberium Wars. That was like immediately what I equated it to. I was like, oh yeah, it's Tiberium. Correct. But no, I actually have been enjoying the game quite a bit. I think I like Rivals more. They are very similar games. The movement in this game takes a bit to get used to, but it's pretty fun. Like you can move pretty quick. But I don't like how the mechs that are like super tanky are obviously so fucking strong.
Yeah, no, all of the ultra heavies and the heavy, actually just
God.
everything heavied up, since I think Welkin's the only heavy. It's Welkin and then Hurricane, Stego, and Tricera as ultra heavies are just noticeably like the strongest units in the game, and it's not even close.
Yeah, and I can't even like run away from them either. That's the ridiculous part. Is
they burn you down so quickly because they're both the tankiest unit and the highest DPS unit.
It's insane. I can't run away from them either. Like they can just chase me down, put me in a box, and like, which is insane to me because I even have like an ability on Illuminate that makes me faster and gives me infinite energy, and I still can't get away from them. It just doesn't matter.
There's another one too, like that Panther one. I have trouble getting away from them as well. Even if I'm like dodging around, they always like
Panther was like super nerfed. Like,
yeah,
I played him in the first beta, and that character was a mod. Like you were one-shotting people every time you touched them, and they took a lot of that away. So you're playing a watered down version of what that used to be.
Yeah, Panther would kill you, and you wouldn't even see him coming. Like he
maybe
was
the
fastest unit. He used to be.
Motherfucker just doesn't get away from it. They just want to be left alone.
He also did like
he
way
plays
more damage than he does now.
Yeah. If you do the spear charge now, it does like a quarter to a half their health, that without ignoring armor and stuff. But then after that, you got to get through the armor, I think. And it used to, if you ran them into a wall, it would almost just kill a lot of characters, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong.
I think it was also like a visual stun too. Like it fucked with the person's visuals.
Yeah.
But what else? I like the health mechanics, different health, where it's not just, you have HP, but there's the armor, there's the shields, and on top of your actual HP, as well as the energy you have to actually move around. All comes together pretty nice. I kind of like the maps, although one of them is super sniper heavy, which is not fun for me.
I like a lot of the maps. I hate the sandstorm thing. That is such a dumbass mechanic that shouldn't be in there. It just fucks over everybody. There's no need for it. It seems really strange.
That's the only thing I say that doesn't, like, it could be worse, is the fact that everyone gets fucked over and that like certain units aren't immune to its AoE, or just have it work inside, like only affect people outside during the storm, and if people are fighting indoors on that map.
Yeah, but indoors doesn't matter, right? You still can't target anybody, and every character needs to target. So it's not like some characters do well when the map is all jacked up. Like,
I mean, some characters can.
Nobody's doing anything.
Some characters can. Because some characters more than others require lock-ons. Like Stego,
Tricera.
Stego, for example, can still shred you in close range during the sandstorm, which will because only one of his abilities is locked behind it.
Yeah, it just feels, I don't know. For a lot of the
I still don't like the sandstorm, but I see what the idea behind it was.
I think you can do without it. That can go away. We don't need that.
What are your guys' thoughts with the beta coming back compared to the first time you played it?
I mean, first time I played it, I think I enjoyed, like, there's no matchback mode in the first beta. The balance was almost slightly better, I would say, because it seems like too heavy focused now.
Mm-hmm.
Because Panaka got significantly nerfed, Panther got significantly nerfed. One problem with the ultra heavies is that one of the Tricera's biggest weakness isn't available for us, because Tricera would be usually shredded by Inferno, because Inferno is the highest energy based damage and would usually shred Tricera's, but you can't earn Inferno in less than 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's weird how they rolled this out. Like I still can't get over, like, it's a beta and nothing carried over from the last one either. So it's not like you get to keep special stuff, but like you'd think you'd want everybody to try out everything, and stuff is significantly difficult to attain.
That is part of what they're testing, is like how long it takes people to earn, like the progression systems. Because like the account level also is a very stupid mechanic where it's tied to the achievements you earn and the challenges that you can take. Also, those challenges are fucking nasty that they ask you to do.
Are they?
Like
I've only done a couple.
There's one where you have to, the test pilot one. I don't know if you've done any of those.
No.
But because it's one of the requirements it's one of the recommended things for like, you know, when you first log into the game, they have the like beginner tutorial stuff to have you do these certain objectives for rewards. And one of them is complete the test pilot, which is like 5 extended tutorials and then 5 challenges, basically using everything you learned. And one of them is with the medium mech that you like start the tutorial with. You have to survive against a Welkin for 45 seconds. And the Welkin literally shoots you before you can move. Like you get
that character is fucking busted too. Like they for some, you used to be able to parry his spinning axe, I think.
Yeah, you can't anymore
with the shield, and now you can't. And you just like I last time we played, I tried him out for the first time, and I was like, oh, I'm never playing another character. This is so fucking stupid. You lock somebody in a box and you spin around until they're dead. That's the end of the game mode.
Yeah, because the thing with him is that also people didn't realize is you can break his box, but it needs a team to do it because it has 55,000 health. For reference, Stego is the heaviest unit in the game, has 90,000. Like,
so you basically got to kill a whole ass other mech.
You got to kill it because it has more health than Hurricane does. Hurricane has like 45,000 fluid armor and 44,000 health or something like that. Like it's literally an ultra heavy worth of health, but you like everything in it. The funny thing is one of the best units to deal with Welkin is Stego because Stego can just set up right in his face and fire the missile after locking onto him and it kills his box because all the missiles hit the walls. And that
I remember I used to play Tricera in the beta and he'd lock you in the box and you would just turn into tank mode and then he parried off of your shields and there's nothing he could do. It was fucking stupid.
Yeah, because that's the other thing is that like a lot of fights are knowledge checks, and they're also like there's just certain things you don't want to fight as a certain mech, and like because you can't change characters and certain characters are basically impossible. There's a very lopsided balance going on.
I'm glad you brought that up because I noticed that as well for a hero shooter where you can't change characters and certain characters just cannot be fought by other ones. Like it feels like there was many points where I was playing where I was like, I really don't want to be Falcon here when I just get sniped out of the air constantly. I would like to switch to literally anything else and I can't. And there's no real counterplay to that. I can try and hunt them down, but if they're decent, I just get shot, I get 2-tap before anything happens. It feels like it needs that kind of character changing mid-game, if they're going to keep the mechanics and stats and buffs and nerfs the way they are. It needs to be there needs to be more versatility.
To go back to the challenges for a second, if you watch if you have the AI fight you in those challenges, they are basically perfect when they're fighting you. Like the Welkin in that challenge I was talking about will literally blind you, start spinning, put you in the box as soon as he enters range. And in that challenge, it is because the challenges don't trigger your armor purge in 45 seconds, but his spin flashbang combo will take 80% of your health bar, so he only needs to hit you one more time.
Wow.
It was a super frustrating challenge.
Yeah.
Can you confirm for me if do the mods work in ranked PvP or no?
Yes, they do. They aren't supposed to. They aren't supposed to in ranked, but they do for some reason.
That's why I keep hearing conflicting stuff because I've heard both that they do work or that they're not supposed to or that they don't. And I wasn't sure what it was.
It's because the official statement is that mods are not supposed to work in rank, but someone has the thing I saw was someone had mods that remove the energy threshold down so that when they deplete, it's like when you can use your energy again is lower. and you can see the difference between the base unit and the lowered one in a ranked match. So they confirmed it was working.
Interesting. That's not supposed to be a thing. Okay.
I've also seen that there's a problem with bots in matches. Like, it's very noticeable that you will have, and I've seen it myself, where like, oh, this person just kind of walks down the map, not really doing anything. This is free money over and over again, which is fine for, I mean, Marvel does that. Every game has bots in lower level lobbies, but apparently this is happening in like the highest ranked lobbies.
Well, yeah, because within like, it's really common to GM right now because there's not many GM players.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was talking about how they went, it was someone who posted that they'd hit GM, but in the course of a day, they went from like an hour queue time to like a minute 30. And it's just the amount of bots they've been seeing. Because another easy way to tell if you have bots in the current thing is if anyone has Inferno. That has to be a bot right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I also, they added like this third person. Like, I know I'm saying a lot of things I don't like, but that's the point of a beta, right? Is to critique it and see things that you'd like to change. So this all comes from a place of me wanting to enjoy the game once it's fully out, right? I'm not just shitting on this game. They took away player customization, some of it for your pilot, which was very noticeable to me because I was enjoying messing around with my pilot.
Yeah, those options.
He took out some options.
Yeah, the options are available as cosmetics that you unlock now.
And some of them are just gone. You know, I can't make the same character I had before. On top of that, they added like this third person wandering around, like your pilot wandering around the space station.
Oh, the tactical station.
So, yeah, it's super unnecessary and it looks bad. Like the character running looks terrible.
He's sprinting very strangely.
Yeah, it's just not something that needs to be in the game, especially when it doesn't mean anything. Like, I went in there and you can like
in the full game, you're gonna be able to interact with players like in a social setting. There is what their plans for that. I do enjoy the very close up like look you can get of your mech from a standing or just like from a person's perspective. Helps give a sense of scale.
That's cool. Okay.
But it's also like at least
cool.
it's like it's only mandatory for like that one tutorial section. Like it's not you're not forced to use it other than that one tutorial section.
To be honest, I did not even know you could go do that again.
Yep.
I have not been doing that.
Yeah, me neither.
There's
after I got out the first time, I said I'm not going back to this.
There's like one thing you can unlock. It's like the earpiece, I think, by going and investigating like 5 points of interest in the base. That takes like a minute or two.
Yeah. No, I came to fight mechs, not wander around Mass Effect. I like it. The monetization seems kind of rough.
What is it? I don't even know what it is yet. I have not seen anything. Be like, been interested.
The Corite stuff and the battle passes. Like if you check the battle pass right now, one of the things that it states is if you buy the battle pass, we can't buy it. It's going to be for season 1, Reign of Fire. You can you immediately unlock Inferno.
Oh, so you're I buy power. Give me the money. And I will give you the robot. I see.
That's just it's kind of in certain situations that's considered pay to win, wouldn't you think?
It basically is. I mean, it's the same thing that Overwatch can do a shit ton of yeah. People are critiquing that.
Is you shouldn't like try to
play for 3 weeks or give me money. Those are your options.
Or it's the charging for playable units instead of cosmetics.
Yeah, I'm in like a weird toss up there because like I think if you're playing a competitive game with multiple characters, all the characters should be available to everybody, right? That seems like it makes sense. Then you can buy stuff afterwards for those characters or, but then I'm thinking, fighting games have all kinds of characters you got to pay $5-10 for. League, you don't get all the characters. It just maybe maybe it's fine in a hero shooter where you can't change characters, but when you can't, I don't know. I just think Marvel's doing everything right, and people need to stop trying other shit that doesn't work. Like,
I
just
think it depends on the context of the game, is what it is. Because in like a fighting game, there's like disadvantages and advantages to fighting other certain characters, but at the end of the day, you can just play the game with one character and generally do fine. And, you just play the game. And
honestly, each character is kind of its own little game. You're kind of paying for a whole nother game.
Right. There's a lot of deep mechanics to it, where Overwatch and Mecha BREAK, which you're just talking about, is very rock, paper, scissory of, you want to go this character because you're trying to counter XYZ and enable ABC. Like, you have specific intentions to pick this character. There's a reason you're doing it most of the time. And not just because, they are cool to you. There's like reasons to do it. Oh, Rivals is the same way too. Like, there are reasons you pick Luna Snow over, whoever else, because you want to be able to heal your diver while healing your tank on the front line and have an ult to counter Storm. Like, that's why I pick her in this situation. No, there's strategy to it. I couldn't pick that strategy if I didn't have $10 to spend. That sounds kind of shit. Yeah, that's not great.
I mean, the thing with Mecha BREAK is though is that like you are just randomly picking. Like compared to something like Lee, you can't see what the enemy team is picking.
Sure, but like you were saying, because Inferno's not in the game, who is the highest energy base damage in the game, he's now not an option. So if the enemy, goes characters that require energy based damage to help you beat, you're at a disadvantage because you don't have it.
Yeah. Well, and the game is the mechanics of it. I feel like they would be better because you don't even have ultimates or anything. Like, I feel like you should be able to switch characters. It's
like when you die, just like swap to a different mech.
Like, imagine playing Marvel, right? And you pick Iron Man and they have a Spider-Man and you don't get to switch. Like, you are going to just get fucked over and over. And like, you can't play the game. The only option you have is to switch. And this game would not allow that. So yeah, like I was saying, being a Falcon with a sniper on a big map that you can't get to that sniper who's invisible for some fucking reason, by the way. It's a bad time.
I understand.
Or if you picked a melee character, it sucks, man. You pick a melee character on that harbor map, and they just got Tricera and stuff on the point. You're not doing shit. You might as well just watch the cart go by and wave to it.
Yeah, you need your team to shatter Tricera shields or Stego shield.
Yep.
For me, what was kind of annoying too is queuing up as one of the mechs that I want to be. And we get into a game, but they put me with someone that has also chosen the one that I want, and I don't get to play him now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've selected just one as my default, and I've never gotten to a game where it hasn't given me that default one.
Oh, it happened to me a few times.
Do you have
multiple times?
Yeah, it's happened to me a few times.
But,
well, more than a few. It's happened pretty often, and I think that might just be your selection of mech. Like, try that with Falcon and see what happens.
I mean, I'm trying it with Stego. I've done it with Stego repeatedly, and it's never given me anything other than Stego.
Well, maybe you're just super cool. I don't know. because I have definitely just had Tricera selected quite a few times, or just Falcon. And I never got either of those characters.
And you're not doing the switch one, right? You're using set default strikers, swapping into the correct game mode. Okay.
Yep.
Because I've done a dozen and a half games or something like that, and it's never given me anything other than the one I've had selected.
Oh no, I've had it happen to me a few times.
But I've noticed,
no big deal. I just picked the other one.
But I've noticed that it doesn't take your own party into account with that. It's only counting the randoms.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of game modes, that mashmack thing's not right.
No, I mean, my problem.
Why?
Well, first of all, the weapon drops are completely broken. They break any semblance of balance.
Yeah.
No.
Because the number one thing to do is well, first of all, you can upgrade those weapons to tier 5, which just flat out makes them better than someone starting it out. The sniper weapons can kill most characters in 2 to 3 hits. And everyone on a team can do it, and you do it with something like Hurricane or Stego, which just shouldn't be able to, snipe.
My biggest problem with it is an actual thing that Fortnite and Call of Duty solve, where you go into the thing and you find all your stuff, which I hate, but I see now the opposite, which is you take the stuff in that you already have. Because if you're a couple games in and you're going against somebody who plays this every day, there's no chance you're going to kill them, and not due to skill, due to them having gear they walked in with.
Well, yeah,
they're just going to wreck you. So it takes all the fun out of any kind of skill. It just doesn't work,
Yeah, that's kind of the difference between a lot of the extraction shooters and this. Not saying that Mecha BREAK is not a skill-based game, but, at the end of the day, everything just kind of auto-aims. And it's a lot of stat checking. So when you have mechs that, when you have players that have really good mods and they have all of the equipment that you're just now starting to try and find and roll, you're probably just going to get your shit kicked in. A lot. You don't even get bag space until you level up to level 12 or 14 or some shit. It just compounds upon itself of they'll just be better and better and better and have better and better stuff. Yeah, it's
go
ahead.
It's just whoever's been playing the longest wins by default in most cases.
Yeah, it can be kind of a non-sustainable thing after a certain length of time.
Yep.
I think they'll probably introduce a mode, because some MMOs have this problem too. Like PvP MMOs have this issue where there's going to be game modes for beginners. So that way, you don't have people that have the end game shit playing with brand new people.
Or they'll have a cap on the stats and everything's only up to a certain level.
Yep.
Yeah. But, it's a beta, so that could anything could happen with this. Do you have any more negatives or
only negatives?
Only negatives. Look, like I said, I actually really like the game. I like it quite a bit.
My problem is just how much stuff is tied to mashmack mode in terms of cosmetics.
I don't want to play Cashmack. I don't. That's just Fortnite with mechs. And if you're playing fucking super heavy, that shit is atrocious. You are always out of energy. You are always falling behind. The storm killed us more than anything else. It's not a good time. And then we're like, okay, cool. Let's use these cool things called gliders they have, which basically are extra mechs for your mech to get into so it can actually move around. And then you're missing out on all the weapons that you need to take with you. So it's just you lose either way until you're level whatever, which I'm not going to play that game mode enough to get to those levels. I mean, I guess it's shared with the PvP one, but I ain't playing Mashmack to get to those levels. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll keep playing it, to be honest. I enjoy it. I think I like Marvel Rivals more, though, is the thing.
It's hard to do I want to boot this up or keep playing Marvel? Marvel's just got everything where it needs to be. I'm afraid they're going to fuck it up. It's too good. You know what I'm saying? It's just too good.
Yeah.
Hold the optimism.
With that and Monster Hunter, I don't know if Mecha BREAK's going to make it, but it is just a beta. And if nothing else, it's just another free game to play. I know me and Jacob will play it more. I know that much. I'll keep playing it when it's fully complete, just because I now am a little bit attached to it because I had fun with it many times.
There's just not many mecha games, so anyone that's a solidly good entry is very noteworthy.
Yeah, all those Gundam games are either bad or dead,
or both.
Or both. And Armored Core was fine, but it's not. What's the difference? Why do I feel differently about Armored Core than I do this game? Is it just
The
that there's too
speed and
much
design?
customization, or is it just the speed? Because this is faster than Armored Core for sure.
I mean, because like half of Armored Core is just done in the design menu.
Yeah, that might be it. You're trying to decide the battle before you even get to it. This one, what I really liked about it the first time is, like I said, we were missing that kind of game that Marvel is, where you could just start it and play it. And this is that. I think we were playing a lot of Final Fantasy at the time.
It reminds me of a
Maybe?
much faster like Titan v Titan mode from Titanfall 2.
Yeah,
Is what it reminds me of. Where certain mechs just absolutely dumpster another unless there's a huge skill difference. Because as they go, I don't really have a weak like matchup besides like not even Welkin. The Welkin trade our like matchup is just we both beat the shit out of each other till one falls over or teammate shows up. But there's definitely been some times with something like a Sky Raider or a Falcon has just maneuvered around me well enough that I had to leave.
I like that you didn't even die. You just had to leave for a little bit.
Well, he would have killed me if I didn't try to leave.
Yeah.
Like I had to go find teammates.
Mm.
I think Mecha BREAK is very well done for its PvP. It looks really nice. It's very thematic. It fits the mecha theme very well. I do like the actual design behind all of the mechs too. They all feel very different in what they do. I don't like the PvE or PvP game mode, Mash Mac or whatever it is. I think that's dog shit.
Oh yeah, wait till if you ever play it again, wait till you get stuck in a storm.
Oh
and
god.
That fucking lady will not shut up about the storm incoming. Every 5 seconds, she must let you know there's a
storm incoming. Steer clear.
Oh
Chlorite storm
God.
incoming. Steer clear.
I don't even know if you can turn that off. It was horrendous.
It's not even like when you're in it. It's if there's one on your map. She starts saying it, and it just doesn't stop.
I like the customization options. They're pretty good too.
Why the fuck can you not change the color on a pattern?
I don't know, man. This is not out yet. It's a beta. Calm down.
Dude, it's so
it.
fucking annoying. The other thing was because my game bugged out where I was testing, I used a pattern that was like had these horrendously green stripes on my mech.
Oh yeah. Your mech looked like shit.
Yeah,
I remember.
and I was like, can I change the color on this? No? Okay, I'll change the colors back. And it wouldn't let me change the colors back. Every time I tried, it just sent me back to fucking puke green.
Yeah.
You
I
look
had to
like-
restart
you look
the
like
game to eventually fix it.
You look like the fucking they're gonna be looking for army guys. That's what you look
I was a fucking Monster Energy can, but the wrong color. Like it was
I'm
the
trying to say all
colors
these
were inverted.
positive things. I'm trying to say all these positive things. You keep bringing it down.
Is it like
It's a beta.
well, it's also that like some of these nitpick like negative things just weren't in the other beta.
Yeah, that's a big issue. They're like the fact, like the big ones where like you go, like I've been playing quite a bit. I could check how many hours I have. I don't care. But like I only have 4 mechs, you know, and before you just got them all. And if you're supposed to try stuff out, why am I not allowed to try stuff out? I get it. They're testing the progression system, which I don't think is that good.
The other thing is mechs having varying costs is very strange. Like I got lucky with my mech being a cheaper option.
Yeah.
With
I bought my mech from the last one, the Panther, but I didn't realize they'd nerfed him into the ground, so they won all my fucking money.
Yeah, but, you know, the balance needs to be fixed. Like I feel like this is less balanced in the previous beta.
Yeah. Somebody really likes super heavies on the design team. Do we have any idea when that's actually supposed to release
Spring.
or even when the beta ends?
The spring is when it's fully releasing.
Oh, that quickly, huh?
Yeah.
That's a month or 2 away. Okay, cool. I hope they take a lot of the... And these criticisms aren't just ours. Like I've seen quite a few of these same things pop up. People want to like the game, you know, and they liked the beta before a lot more than they seem to like this one, which is really unfortunate. But
Also, the menu layout
that's
is
the
whack.
point of the beta. I think it was whack from the first one
Yeah.
too. Like it was just needlessly complicated.
It's more than like,
Yeah.
like what the set of mission is. One tab over, scroll down, click on the mission thing, open another menu, click it, load for which mech you want, refresh it till you get the same mech 3 times, and then you're good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they iron out the kinks. Y'all got any parting words before we call it?
I think that's it for me.
Is there me?
I like how
The quality voice
I
acting.
like that. It's
No,
hey,
the voice
meet
acting
Goku.
is-
Well,
It's not finalized, but it's
Placeholder
all
voices.
fucking great. The end of the mission where my character gets MVP and like all the music cuts and then my guy just starts screaming. like he just nothing survives in Stegos Barrage. Like he's just fucking shouting for no reason.
I thought you meant screaming like when that girl dies in that Tails game and the dude just fucking.
Oh yeah.
I like that Tsun's review is I like Marvel.
What?
I like
good.
Marvel Rivals.
Hey, you know what? Be true to yourself, man. I dig it. I think that's it for us today. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Unless you got something else. Am I missing something? Nah, we're good. All right. Now I'm lost. God damn it.
Oh, you gotta
Just-
tell them about
just
how
leave
to
a like
leave
or a
like
comment
and all
or
that.
something.
Yeah.
Should we even say that? Like, people are going to do that whether they, it's fine. You know, the important thing is if you want to talk to us, talk to us. Send an email at giantandnewcrabpod@gmail.com or just find us in the comments.
Find us in the comments. Like you can talk to us if you can solve our ARG.
Yeah, I'm going to make it a puzzle. I'm going to leave a clue at the end of every video. It'll lead to a secret email address
Or an unlisted
that I
video.
won't look at.
That's a
Yeah,
classic.
an unlisted video. It'll just say, "Happy birthday, Kylar." That's the video.
That happy birthday video you always had.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a
I
good
like
one.
I also like that one.
All right, y'all. That's it for us. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.